A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Patriots take over. Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now Jones. Flush to his right. Nothing open downfield. So and with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing Jones. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, Jones. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. A chance for Waddle on the return. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Watch out now, 50 Fury.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. big tight end Mike Gesicki. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down.
Ready.
The first carry for the North Texas man, it's Jeff Wilson. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling, and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Tua going to throw. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge. Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. To throw from his end zone. Jones got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Waddle now to return it. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you get your skill.
Here we go.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
Green Jack. Ready.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls falls incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Here's Strong to begin the drive. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Looking to throw. Jones. This one swung outside to Strong. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Devon Godchaux up to make the tackle.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
On 2nd and 9, Tua. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Pats are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Pats at the line ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Keon Crossett. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On 1st down, they go with Mostert again. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Second down, this is Wilson. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on third down. Tua sets up to pass it. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a fourth down.
Tua on fourth down. And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Back to throw. Jones. And his throw is incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going deep here for Parker. Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off by Keon Crossen. Bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. And Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In the case of a defense, they want it in with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. He'll let this go deep for Bourne. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And the Dolphins are going to take over here up near the 40. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 61 yards. And the Dolphins are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Pats at the line ready to go.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
A run with a second-year man. That's Ramondre Stevenson. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll send Parker in motion right. Here's Jones. Off play action. And this is caught. It's Parker. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Slot man moves right. Jones now throwing on first down. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try to throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left. The slot man in motion right. Back to throw again. And now here's another interception. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Dolphins are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, You might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Pats at the line ready to go. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Hunter Henry brings it in. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Strong. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. The Pats at the line, ready to go. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Harris running straight ahead. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Jones off the play fake. And he bats it away and it falls down incomplete.
Well, partner, they certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They're going to try and throw. Open receiver here, complete. It's Parker. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Finding Bourne here over the middle. And they'll work this down inside the 30. From the the 29. Jones looking for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
They were well aware of the scoreboard as they went into halftime, and they know how tough it's been to put up any kind of points. But if there's a positive after that play, is that they were able to take a shot at the end zone on their opening drive of this half. The negative, though, that shot at 6 ended in an interception, and we know that's not going to jumpstart this struggling offense.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Now Tua. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been terrific so far. Here's Jones. So call that a 56-yard punt with a return of about 11. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Pats at the line, ready to go. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this 2nd half. On 1st down, Jones. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Well, a lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out. His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Finds Strong in the check down. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll look to throw again. And caught by Henry. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 14. Now flags come in. Looked like one of the Patriots might have moved. The full start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Hunter Henry from 19 yards away. And the Patriots get a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Folk. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Looking to pass. Tua. Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down.
Okay, ready? Ready.
Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. Here it's 3rd and 2. From midfield, here's Tua. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 30. A 3rd down gain of 19. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown.
Raheem Mostert.
28 yards.
And the Dolphins are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing, Jones.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Jones.
That's complete yet again to Thornton. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but, yeah, that touchdown may be a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there. Maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.